as Tuesday draws to a close in Kyiv and in Moscow. Here are the key developments of the day. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres met in Moscow with Russian President Vladimir Putin. According to a UN statement, Putin agreed, in principle, to UN an international committee of the Red Cross involvement in evacuating civilians from the Azovstal plant in Mariupol. Guterres urged Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to call a ceasefire in Ukraine. Lavrov blamed Western arms shipments to Ukraine for undermining peace talks. On Monday, Lavrov warned the West not to underestimate the elevated risks of nuclear conflict over Ukraine and said he viewed NATO as in essence being engaged in a proxy war with Russia by supplying Kyiv with weaponry. In Germany, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin hosted military officials from 40 countries for talks on how to help Ukraine win the war and strengthen the arsenal of Ukrainian democracy. Austin said Tuesday's consultative meeting will turn into a monthly contact group to ensure continued military. Germany, which has been reluctant to provide heavy weapons, announced that it would approve the delivery of Gepard anti-aircraft systems to Ukraine. A Russian-occupied area of Moldova blames Ukrainian militants for attacks. The president of Transnistria, an unrecognized, self-proclaimed independent republic that shares a border with Ukraine, says his government has traced attacks this week to Ukraine, according to Russian state media. President Vladimir Krasnoselsky called on Kyiv to investigate what he called infiltration of Ukrainian militant groups. Ukraine's Ministry of Defense described the attacks as Russian false flag operations to spark panic and provide a potential pretext of mobilizing Russian troops to attack Ukraine. The UN projects that more than 8 million people will flee Ukraine. The UN Refugee Agency is calling for $1.85 billion in additional financial support for Ukrainians displaced by war, and for their host countries. The number of Ukrainians who fled their country since February surpassed 5 million last week and is projected to reach 8.3 million. More than 7 million are displaced within Ukraine. More than 5 million have fled Ukraine as Russia's invasion continues. How does Ukraine keep intercepting Russian military communications? Deep scars remain after Russian troops pulled out of Trostianets.